Solitaire, so if you want to play Baker's Dozen or Beleaguered Castle, or this, check it out. Anyways, I found it because World of Solitaire lets you search for games based on certain criteria, and so I searched for a game that had high odds of winning and low luck factor, and this game came up, and I gave it a shot, and I really liked it. It was actually one of the first games I played that wasn't one of the, mainstream Solitaire games, and I was used to the inconsistency of Klondike, so playing it made me realize there's a whole world of Solitaire games out there, including ones that are very consistently winnable and have really interesting decision making. So it was kind of my stepping stone from Klondike to the wider world of Solitaire. And I think it's a good game for that if you're interested in Solitaire but you've never really tried anything more complicated than Klondike. I would say either Free Cell or this are both good choices. Now, you might notice if you've seen my previous videos that my mic sounds different, and that's because I'm actually using a mic. Before, I was just recording with my phone mic, and that's why it sounded really bad. Now I'm recording with an actual mic, and it only sounds slightly bad. I'm actually slowly becoming a proper video creator. But let's do one more shuffle and then we'll start our first game. And we'll explain the rules first, of course. So there's two ways you can start a game of Algerian Patience. There's sort of the hard way and the easy way. I'm gonna do the hard way because I just personally find it more fun. It's not that much harder. There isn't that much of a difference between the two ways of starting the game. So the first way is you can do what I'm doing here, where you deal one row of 8 and one row of 4. Now, the other way you can do it is you deal one row of 8 and then you take out 4 of the foundation cards and place them on the foundation. All that matters is that it has to be 8 plus 4, otherwise the stock doesn't work out correctly. So, whichever way you decide to do it, it just has to be 8 plus 4. So, the goal of the game is to build the 8 foundation piles. The first 4 foundation piles, which I'm going to be putting over here, have to be built up from ace to king in suit. So you start with, for example, an ace of spades, then you put a 2 of spades on it, then a 3, then a 4, and you go all the way up to king. And you repeat that for all 4 suits. Over here, on the last 4 foundations, you have to start with a king and go down to ace. So it's the same concept, just going the other direction. You start with the king of clubs, then you go to a queen of clubs, jack of clubs, down to ace. By the end, you should have 8 piles of 13 cards each, built in the correct order of the same suit. Here in the middle of the playfield, we have the tableau. This is where the majority of your gameplay is going to take place, moving cards around the tableau. Only the top card of each tableau pile is available for play. Cards on the tableau are moved in ascending or descending sequence on the same suit. So a 7 of spades can actually be moved onto a 6 of spades or an 8 of spades. You can go up or down. It works both ways. Only one card can be moved at a time, so you can't move stacks. And if you empty out one of the spaces, it can be used for any card. And getting empty spaces is going to be a very important part of the game. Probably the most distinguishing feature of Algerian Patience is its reserve. So the reserve is going to be here at the bottom, and it's going to contain 6 piles. And at the start of the game, those 6 piles start with 4 cards each. So let's deal 6 piles of 4 for our reserve. pile is available for play either to the tableau or to the foundation. However, you cannot place cards onto the reserve. The only way to get new cards from the reserve is to draw them from the stock. When you draw from the stock, you draw 12 cards at a time, 2 cards in each pile. When you reach the end of the stock, you'll reach a point where you have 8 cards remaining. Instead of drawing those 8 cards to the reserve, you instead deal them to the tableau, 1 in each pile. Cards in the foundation can be moved back and forth, so you can take a card from the King Heart Foundation and move it to the Ace Heart Foundation, and vice versa. There are a couple other sort of optional rules that only appear in some descriptions of the game. First is looking at cards in the reserve. Personally, I think this is fine if you want to plan your strategy by picking up the reserve and seeing which cards are in it. Some rules say you can do that, some don't specify, but I think it's fine, and I'm going to be doing it probably a lot. Another thing is that some rules say that if you empty out a reserve pile, that you can place 1 card in the empty space and use it like a cell. However, not all rules say you can do this, so I'm going to avoid doing it unless I need to do it to win a game, at which point I will do it. And I think that's all the rules, so let's get started on playing our first game. Right away we can move this 7 to the 8 and the 6 to the 7, so we've got 2 empty spaces right off the bat. That's nice. I'm kind of tempted to play the 6 and 7. We didn't get any aces or kings. Oh, and then I say that and we get 2 kings. Okay. Now I'm thinking about playing the 8 and the 7 just to get some cards onto the board, but actually I see something we can do. Let's reverse this. So you can actually reverse a pile by moving it to an empty space. If you saw my video on prison, we used that trick in that game too. It works in this game as well, since you also build both ways in this. Okay. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 2 empty spaces. Okay, so I actually had to cut a game. I already recorded a session, and I had to cut one of the games because I accidentally added an extra tableau pile in the middle of the game, and I started playing with 9 without realizing it. So I had to cut the game, and hopefully I'm not going to make that mistake again. Let's see. I'm not really seeing much else for us to do, so I am going to draw. So when you draw, you put 2 in each pile. Some useful queens there. We can play both of them. Still no aces, unfortunately. We can reverse this pile, play the 7. Oh, actually, I totally forgot about that 5 there. So let's reverse the pile again. Okay, now we get an ace finally, but we don't have the 2 for that. I would like a different ace. Ace of spades, maybe. Okay, that 4 could be nice, but we don't have anywhere to put the 2. If we put it, so here's the thing, is that you really do not want to fill up all your empty spaces in this game. It's really important to have at least 1 empty space open at all times, so you can reverse piles and things like that. If you don't, you're going to be really sad. And I just noticed we had this, so we can play that, get that 4. And we get our 2. Nice. Okay. Anything else we can do? Oh, we can play this. And we get another 4 of hearts that we don't need. Oh, there's a jack of spades under there that we could use, but we don't have anywhere to put this 4. And initial draw. That's why we have a 10 of hearts on a jack of diamonds. I think we haven't touched that pile since the beginning. That's why it's like that. Okay, we can reverse this pile and play the 6 to it. Play that 6. 3 of diamonds can go here. Still can't do anything with that. I'm not sure if I want to draw again. I mean, I don't really have anything I can play, so I don't know if I have a choice. Anything I wanted to do would have closed out my pile, and I really don't want that. Let's play this here, reverse this pile, and then we can play the 5. Okay. The thing is, we have this awkward 9 here that was there from the beginning, and we haven't moved this off it yet. The problem is if we move this stack off it, the 9 is still there and it takes up that space. We don't want that. We do have an 8. If we had a 7, we could bridge those. But I don't think we have a 7. Do we have one nearby? Like slightly down one of these piles? I don't think so. I don't remember seeing one. I don't think I can do anything more. Oh wait, we can get an extra pile. So we might actually be able to play those diamonds then. We move all these. Then we move this, and we gotta kind of scrunch a little bit because we're running out of space. Now we flip this pile. We can play the 5 and the 6 and the 8. And now we get this, but we can't do anything with it. We still don't have the king of diamonds. And we only have one ace. We are not doing well with our ace foundations right now. And I guess we just draw again. There's our ace of spades. Please, queen of hearts. Oh. Well, I mean, we'll take these aces. I really want the ace of hearts. Then we can vacuum all this up. Let's flip this pile. I'm not accidentally playing with 9 piles again, am I? I can't believe I did that. If you hear me say things in the later games that sounds incongruous with what happened in this game, that is because I played a different game and then had to cut it because when I was editing I realized I was playing with the wrong number of Tenaflo piles. Okay. We can play this here. Oh, we gotta reverse it again. This is the Algerian Patience experience. Reversing piles over and over. It's much easier on the computer when you can just click your mouse. Oh my god, look at this pile. This is one of the biggest piles I've ever gotten in a game of Algerian Patience. Okay, I think we just have to draw again. I wish we could do something about this. It's such a mess. that's actually a problem. Well, let's see. Let's reverse this. Play the 10. We've got like nothing on our foundation. Okay, we finally get the ace of hearts. I didn't notice that. So let's start playing some of these to our foundation. I'm not like... Okay, I wasn't sure if I was doing something weird. Because, you know, the tableau stacks kind of go up and down, so I wasn't sure if I was accidentally putting the wrong cards to the foundation. Okay. Let's get that king now. This can go to the foundation. Now the queen of diamonds was here. The problem is I don't have anywhere to put this. Not without filling in the last empty space. I'm just gonna do this, not because it'll actually accomplish anything, but just because it'll make me feel better. Oh, I actually will be able to play this. Didn't think about that. Okay. We have this, but we still need... Okay, so if we play the queen... I have an idea. Reverse this pile. Play this to the empty space, and then play the queen, and then suck all this up. Okay. We can also take some of these. I don't think this opens a new pile for us, but okay, I wasn't sure. I was afraid I was gonna do something that I was gonna regret. Like I thought maybe that pile was gonna get stuck there because the ordering wasn't right, but it turned out fine. Okay, I think I'm gonna draw again. We got some jacks that we can... Oh wait, that was only the first. Wait, was it? Hang on. Oh, no, I'm stupid. This is... 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Well, I kind of cheated by looking at the cards because I lost count. Okay, I think we just do the last draw. This is like looking pretty bad, honestly, but we're gonna try it. I don't have very much confidence in winning this. Okay, let's see if we can actually make this work. Like, we don't have anything on these foundations. I bet our 2 of diamonds is like way at the bottom or something. That's usually what that means. Oh, I just realized I could have put... Hang on. Let's do this smartly so I don't get myself put in a bad situation. Okay. Where is the other queen of... Okay, hang on. We're gonna do this. Move these over. Move that. Do this. Get these off. working on this stack, but I don't have an empty space. There's gotta be something I can do. Oh, there is. No. No. This. Okay, well. Uh-oh. Okay, no, we're okay. Yes. Okay, here's the thing about this game. It very often happens that you have a game that seems like it's going extremely poorly, and then you reach the end of the game and it somehow works out and you win. I don't know how it happens, but it happens all the time in this game. Let's see if it happens here. I think this game has like 98% win rate or something. That's an estimate I saw. I don't know if that's actually been tested, but I mean, it sounds right. I win many of the games I play of this, much more than I lose. Where are those two of diamonds? There's one. I'm working my way towards it. Going to win this. Maybe I'm speaking too soon, but everything seems like it's going really well all of a sudden. I didn't have very good hopes. It felt like I was falling behind, but like I said, this game works miracles sometimes. You feel like you're losing and then everything just works out. I think this game is a little too easy. I very rarely lose it. I like games where I lose at least sometimes. But I think my win rate for this game is like 95% or something. Something ridiculous. I did lose one yesterday, so I shouldn't be bragging too much. I do lose sometimes. It's just not very often. And that's not meant to be like me bragging about my skill. I'm saying that to say that this game has very high chances of success if you know what you're doing. It can be tricky if you are first trying to get the hang of it, especially if you've played other Solitaire games, because Algerian Patience is very different from other Solitaire games. A lot of other Solitaire games kind of fall into families, but this game is kind of in a category of its own. It doesn't really fit with other games. Aside from being a packer, which is a type of Solitaire game where you pack cards on each other. That's kind of self-explanatory. So we've got the clubs, ace to king. Then we've got the diamonds, the spade, just replayed the first game now, and I'm now going to cut to the previous session, so the next two games actually took place before the game that I just played. I know that's kind of confusing, sorry, but that's my fault for messing up, so yeah. Okay, let's play again. Now you probably noticed that that game took a lot longer than most of the one-deck games we've played, and that is just sort of the nature of two-deck games. When you have twice as many cards to sort, it takes a lot longer. But I still want to do 3 games in this video, so it'll be a nice and long video. But I like that. I like nice and long ASMR videos. So hopefully you appreciate that as much as I do. So I was listening to the audio while I was making sure everything recorded right, and it definitely sounds a lot better, I think. So that's good. But unfortunately, now that means my early videos are always going to stick out like a sore thumb as having way worse audio than the rest of them. But I mean, I guess that's kind of natural with a YouTube channel. The early videos, you know, you make them when you don't really know what you're doing. And then the later videos, you slowly learn. And they get better over time. And I'm sure I'll find even more things that make me say, oh, I wish I'd been doing this since the beginning. I'm sure the microphone won't be the last one, so. The thing is that I'm not an audio engineer, and I'm not a video producer. I'm just some nerd who likes Solitaire, so I'm not very good at this whole thing. But I'm trying my best. Now I'm always afraid of not shuffling thoroughly enough when I have 2 decks, so I'm going to do 2 more of these, including this one, so 1 more after this one. It seems like every time I play with 2 decks, I always end up getting suit sequences when I'm dealing because I didn't shuffle well enough, or maybe I'm just getting lucky. Okay, so let's deal again, and we're gonna do the hard method again. I noticed when I recorded before that it was kind of off-center. Sorry if that was bugging anyone. It might still be off-center. I don't know. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It looks kind of centered. It was also kind of not lined up vertically. So I want to see if I can do better this time. Well, that's good enough for me. Okay. So now we draw the reserve. Now I've seen some rules that say you actually start with 6 cards instead of 4. There's a few different rule sets you see for this game that are slightly different, but I like this version with the 4 card start. I've also seen some where when you draw from the stock you only do 1 card, but I think that's too easy. I like the 2 card draw. Okay, let's begin. Another pretty good start. There's a queen of diamonds, but we don't have the king. Okay, so what else can we do here? Oh, we had this ace and I totally missed it. Now, we have another ace here. I think we'll grab it. Play the 10. We got plenty of space. Now, you've got this 5, but nowhere to put it. 2 fours of spades. Honestly, I'm thinking I might just draw. I'm not terribly interested in any of these cards. Oh, we have an ace of spades. I didn't realize that. Okay, we'll get the ace of spades then. We've still got 2 empty spaces to work with, so let's draw king of diamonds. We want that. Let's see what ends up on top of it. Queen, we can play that. Nice. We've got a pretty good start going here. And the ace of hearts. We've got a very good start going here. And I drew the ace of hearts and then the 2 of hearts. Does that mean my shuffling was bad? I just noticed we also have 6 and 7 here. Oh no. I'm so bad at shuffling 2 decks. I don't know how it happens. I swear I'm being thorough. But every time this happens. My stacks are really sloppy tonight. I'm gonna have to learn how to move my cards cleanly while reaching around the microphone like this. Let's do this. Oh, we can play that 4. Is it worth giving up an empty space just to... Well, I mean, I guess we could do this. We get the 4. And then we can play this. Well, let's do this. And we'll flip this so we can play this 9. 2 of these, we only need 1. Actually, let's see what's under before we decide which one. I think the 5 we probably want more, but I don't think we're going to be able to use either of them, so it doesn't matter. We don't need that 3 right now. What's under here? Another 4. So is it really worth it to play the 5 and the 4? That's what I was thinking about doing, but... Well, we should honestly get one of the 4s on the field because they're both right next to each other, so if they both get buried, that might cause a problem later. Alright, and then now I think we're gonna draw. And continuing our trend of getting great draws, we get our 2 of clubs, our queen of hearts, our jack of diamonds. This game is going very, very well. And we can move this pile over, giving us another empty space. Yeah, this is very nice. Is there anything else? Oh, we can stack all this up on the foundation. Look at that. Hell, let's do this. Transfer the queen over, take the king. Why not? Sure, why not? Everything's going fine right now. Just do whatever I want. this is going very, very well. The total opposite of the last game. Maybe it'll be totally opposite in the way that the last game felt like it was going poorly and then we won. Maybe this game feels like it's going well and then we somehow get destroyed at the end. Ah. So messy. I would definitely recommend trying this game if you're curious about other Solitaire variants, but you want one that is engaging and requires you to think and use your brain, but is also very winnable. I think it's very good for that reason. It's good for dipping your toes in to the more complicated stuff. It strikes a good balance, I think. Like I said, I don't actually play it that much anymore because I think it's kind of easy, but it was actually my favorite Solitaire game for a time. There it is. Been waiting for you. Oh, we can do this too. Do we want this to go there instead? Let's not do that. Instead, let's play these and reveal new cards. I think this is the better choice. We don't get any new cards by playing those immediately. We do want that. Is it worth taking an empty space? Honestly, we're in such a good position. I feel like I shouldn't be worrying that much. Actually, some of these reserve piles actually are pretty high. And are we already at the last draw? We are. Wow, this game flew by. We're already near the end. This might be the fastest game of Algerian Patience I've ever played. Oh, we can flip this pile. Play the 7. Where's the 3? There it is. Actually, it's in this pile. We'll play this. And this takes up our last space, but we can clear this one. And we got the 5 right here. This 8 can go here. Yeah, I think we won. I would be shocked if we somehow lose this. Oh, I changed the lighting a little bit. I hope the glare isn't as bad anymore. I noticed there was some glare on the last one. With my luck, I probably made it worse. Where's the 8? I don't think it's here. It must be in the last draw. Is there anything else we want to do before we take this last draw? was like ultra easy. Whoops. Maybe I need to get a boom or something so that it's not so awkward to play with this mic in front of me. Alright, game 2 is done. And should we just go straight into the third one? I mean, why not? The voice is recording and the video is recording, so let's just continue. I'm trying to think of some other 2-deck games I might be interested in playing. I feel like the most obvious one is 40 Thieves. That might be like the most popular 2-deck game. But 40 Thieves is really hard. I very rarely win at it. I think I've won 3 games of 40 Thieves ever. Twice on the computer and once with cards. I might play a 40 Thieves variant before I play the original. Play something easier. Maybe like rank and file or something. I like rank and file. It's like 40 Thieves but chill. As I started making videos and struggling with sound stuff, audio stuff, Monotonic uploaded a sound tutorial ASMR video, which was like exactly what I was looking for. I mean, it didn't tell me that much new stuff. I already kind of knew a little bit about compression and EQ, but I wasn't really using it in my audio production because I'm not super comfortable with it. But his video kind of gave me a refresher on the basics, and I've been using it now, so hopefully that helps in making my audio sound less bad. And we'll do one more shuffle. Sorry I take so long to shuffle with 2 decks. In case you didn't notice it in my other videos, I always put timestamps in the description for when the game actually starts. So if you want to skip the shuffle in the setup, there's a timestamp in the description. Whenever chapters get enabled on my channel, you'll be able to just see it on the progress bar. But for now, you have to go to the description if you want to see it. But you can skip all the shuffling and preamble and just go straight to the games if that's what you want to see. Alright, not as good of a start. At least we still get a free space. Oh, what am I doing? I made moves before. I'm making moves. I haven't even drawn the reserve yet. Getting ahead of myself. We got a couple kings, but they're going to be under stuff, so is that we only have one empty space. Is there any way we can make another? I wish we had like a 7 of diamonds. Is there a 7 of diamonds in here somewhere? Alright, I think we just draw. If we got that 5, we could get the 6 as well, but that leaves us with no empty spaces, and we don't want that. I've said it like a million times, I know. But it cannot be overemphasized. Okay, which ace of hearts do we want to take? We'll take the one with the 5 underneath. Now, that king of hearts. Oh, we can do this. I didn't see the 6. So 6, 7. Then we get the king. We get this queen too. 6 can go here. Let's flip this pile. Okay. I would like that, but I don't think we're getting it. Oh wait. I don't think this actually helps with that, but it will let us take a 10. We can take this as well. May as well do this. Why not? Okay, I think we're just gonna draw again. I would like to get to that queen, but, you know, 2-deck game. There will be another one. Don't worry too much about it. Do we miss a 2 of hearts or something? For some reason I thought I saw one, but I never played it. Maybe I'm thinking of the last game. There's a 3 of hearts. Hang on, these piles are all kind of sloppy. Let me square them up. Alright, let's do this. We can put this here as well. Finally, we can get a 2 onto the foundation. We can reverse this pile, get some more cards onto it. I would like a 2 of hearts. There's one way at the bottom of this pile. That's the only one we've seen, so there's still one in the deck. There is still hope without me needing to dig all the way down there. I don't see anything else, so I think I'm just gonna draw. Let's reverse this. Play the 3. 7, 8, 9. And then we've got the 6, 5 pile and the 8 pile, ultimately just using up more space. So I don't think that's worth it. Am I just gonna draw again? I think I'm just gonna draw again. Hopefully that queen of diamonds isn't out of my reach. Okay, we can get the queen of diamonds at least. There was some other stuff I wanted over here. That queen of clubs and the jack of clubs. We can play the 6, so we could just take the queen. What about this? We can play it here. Take the jack. And we could take this jack as well. This is going pretty well, I would say. Not as well as the last game. The last game we just were breezing through, but this one's going pretty well too. Okay. What's under this? 10. Yeah, let's do it. Man, I would really like that 2 of hearts. I mean, it's not like I have a 3 and other stuff to go in there. So I guess I don't need it that bad. Oh, we can reverse this pile and then put the 4. It's a little tedious reversing a big pile like this. We still don't have the king of spades either. Oh, we can work on this pile. Okay. What's under these? Some cards I would like. And I will take another ace of hearts. Still no 2 of hearts. There's another one in here somewhere. Okay, I think I'm gonna draw. Hey, the king of spades finally decided to show up. Oh no. No, okay, we're good. We can transfer this over. I accidentally filled up all my spaces, but we had an out. Let's flip this. Oh, we can play this. Okay, we can play this, and yeah, I guess I'm still gonna leave that how it is. I mean, maybe I should start. Actually, let's do this. So we do 7, 8, 9, and then 8. does this give us what we need? Okay. That was a little tricky. I don't know if I actually needed to do that. There might have been a more elegant way to do that. I still need an 8. Alright, one foundation done. Where's that 8 of spades? There's the 8 of hearts, there's the 8 of spades. Let's actually just do this. We can get both the 8 of hearts and the 8 of spades at the same time. This is looking like a pretty easy win. I think I would have to screw up pretty bad to mess this up at this point. Apologies. If you hear that, that is the sound of my cats running around. Oh, I missed this. Yeah, this is definitely one. Okay. Nice. I would say that was a pretty good night of games. We had one that was looking really bad, and then we made a comeback. And then we had two that were, I think, more typical Algerian Patience games, which is to say not super challenging. But at least we had that first really exciting game. The other two games were fine, but pretty standard. Alright. That's probably going to be it for me tonight. I hope you enjoyed the longer games. The 2-deck games take a bit longer to finish, but I think that just makes for a longer video, and for ASMR, I think that's a good thing, so I just want to say thank you for watching, and if you have any Solitaire games you would like me to play on camera, please let me know.